In this video, we're going to explain how I went from negative $10,000 in credit card debt all the way down to almost zero within 6 months. Now, if you don't know who I am, my name is Johnny B, and we talk about personal finance, personal wellness, and how to be a better person day in and day out. If that sounds interesting, make sure you watch this video all the way through, because again, I have those 6 steps, how I went from negative $10,000 in credit card debt all the way to zero. And also be sure to hit that like, hit that subscribe button, because guess what? I post videos like this every single Tuesday and Friday. Before I get into those 6 steps, I have to explain myself. How did I end up with negative $10,000 in credit card debt? Well, there's a thing called a job. And when that person at that job that is above you lets you go, where you're not welcome back, aka getting fired, let go, whatever terminology you want to use, you don't have a job, you're not getting paid, not getting money. I was let go last year as a middle school teacher, and in that time frame from when I was let go to, I would say, August, 3 months worth, I was partying it up. I was going to the clubs, the bars, I was going to the gun range to blow off some steam, I was golfing, I was doing a bunch of different things over the summer while still also looking for another job. But I had my blinders on, my headphones on, and my financial little buddy on my shoulder that tells me smart things, boop, went away. And this person popped up where I was starting to listen to some bad financial advice. By doing that, I got myself into debt, a lot of credit card debt. Now, I had a little bit on those credit cards, but not that much. It racked up so big to where something needed to be changed. What was that moment when I looked at my account and I'm like, I have less than $100 in my account. Look at my credit card statements. My minimum payment went from $20 to almost $200. Okay, something needs to change. Something's not right here. What's going on with my finances? Why is my investments not doing well? Well, as soon as I saw that, I'm like, yeah, we need to hit that switch. We need to turn that switch on. And that's exactly what I did. Get rid of this credit card debt. And these are the 6 ways I was able to do that. So step number 1 was exactly what I just said. You have to open up your bank account. You have to open up your credit card statements. You have to look at them. And that is very, very hard for a lot of people. Why? They don't like to see, oh, I just spent $50 on a pair of shoes, but they were clearance. Oh, I just bought a pair of jeans. That was $50. Well, it's name brand. Oh, I just bought a new subscription for Netflix. I just bought this. I just bought that. And why do I have no money? Well, because you're spending all of it. And that's why most people don't like opening up their statements, their checking accounts. The way I was doing this, the way I looked at all my finances all in one place, I used an app called Rocket Money. Now, again, this is not sponsored by Rocket Money. This is an app that I absolutely love because it breaks everything down for you by category. So your food and drinks, your utilities, your rent or mortgage, your car payments, your student loans, your credit card loans. It breaks everything up into categories, even your subscriptions. And it will show you by month where most of your money is going, whether it's the food and the drinks and the coffee. And the coffee I'll get back to shortly, because this video is brought to you actually by Connect Coffee. So we'll get into that later. But it breaks everything down for you, and you can see where all your money is going and what money's coming in from your 9-to-5 job. And when you look at all this, it makes it a lot easier for you to understand where you need to go into step number 2, which is cut expenses, unnecessary expenses, whether it's your subscriptions, your Planet Fitness, even though it's really hard to do that because your little booty has to walk in there and actually physically tell them, I don't want to work out here. Or you're continuously dining out because you really like the grilled cheese burrito because your boss got you addicted to that, and that's the only thing that is close to work that you end up eating. Yes, I'm talking about me. I was addicted to the grilled cheese burrito at Taco Bell. Okay, I am sorry. You have to cut anything and everything to mitigate these expenses, to help your income come in a little bit better. A checking account is your holding, right? Your holding box. And it just collects what comes in, what comes out. It's just the ins and outs type of game, your input and your output. And that's what I did. I cut out every single subscription that I personally had, and I did that for 6 straight months and even till this day. Step number 3 is very, very critical. You have to increase your income, whether it's by asking for a raise, going to another job, or creating side hustles. And I'm about to cover those 3 things right now. So if you job hop from job to job to job to job, you're going to eventually increase your salary, your hourly wage, because studies show that if you job hop, you will end up making more money than the average person that tends to stay at a job and retires at that same job that they've been with for years. Studies show that. Okay. And number 2, with that being said, ask your boss for a raise. Be like, hey boss, I've been kicking butt here. Like, can I get like $1? Can I get, 3%, 5% raise? But leave it at that. Ask once, maybe twice, and cut it. If they said, well, think about it, we'll let you know. Okay, cool. Don't bother them. That's what I did. What I did was ask maybe once or twice, and then I worked my butt off. I already worked my butt off. I already do what I do, right? I put in, instead of putting 100% in, put 120% in. Because when you put in more effort than you normally do, that's going to start turning some heads of the supervisors, the managers, and they're like, okay, yeah, you know what? Let's have a conversation. That raise you were telling us about, what are you looking for? And you let them know. I want this amount of money because this is what I'm worth. And guess what? Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Well, in my case, it ended up working. I got not only a 3% raise because of the company time period, how they do bump ups for all associates. I also got an additional 3% because I was busting my ass and working 120, 150% of my capabilities. So there's 6%. And within the next couple months, I saw an opportunity to get promoted. And that was an additional 5% bump up. Probably could have gotten more, but I'm happy. Within that short amount span, I got 11% increase in my overall salary, hourly rate, whatever you want to call it. Number 3, into increasing your salary, your income, create a side hustle, create a little business, a little gig to get you more money. Whatever your skill, your attribute is, use it to your advantage to make a little bit of extra income. And this is where Connect Coffee comes in. I am a huge coffee addict. I love coffee. I drink it every freaking day. Because I drink it every single day, why not make some coffee? And that's what I did. I created Connect Coffee. With Connect Coffee, it is a coffee company where it gives back to children in need who need educational resources and accessibilities all throughout the world, within the U.S. and developing countries like Africa and South America, or those countries in Africa and South America. It's all free shipping. In your first order, you get upwards of 20% off by just entering your email. It's a deal. Get it. There's a bunch of different flavors on there. There's a bunch of different blends. There's even tea. If you're not a coffee person, there is tea. But go check out that website down there. That is all I'm going to say about that. And it's really freaking good. I had a sample it myself. Really good coffee and tea. Let's get back to it. Okay. All right, so again, number 3, you have to increase your income no matter what you try to do, whether it's a side hustle, raise, or job hop. Do whatever you can to get that money up. Now, step number 4. Once you get money coming in, what you have to do is secure the bag. And how do you secure the bag? Is create an emergency fund. Create a savings account. And this is something, I'm not going to go too much in depth with it. I always thought I was safe with my Robinhood account, with my stock picking and all the money I have in there, and with my 401k I have with my work. I thought I was okay with those two. And if I needed money, I could always pull them out. Wrong. You pull it out, guess what? You have to pay capital gains. And with a 401k or a Roth IRA, you have to pay early pull-out penalty, which is like 10% or whatever the case may be. Don't do that. Don't make that mistake I did. I did not have an emergency fund. And guess what happened because I did not have an emergency fund? My car breaks down. It goes, and guess what I have to do? I have to get a new car. Did I have the money for a new car? No, I did not. That's why you create an emergency fund. By creating an emergency fund, if this crap happens to you, guess what? You have money on the side to help you out. Emergency funds are super, super critical. Let's get into number 5. Which debt method do you want to take? Do you want to do the debt snowball method or the avalanche? The debt snowball method, what that is, you start with your smallest account that you have. So if you have an account that has $300 in it that you are still working on paying, you have a $300, you have a $900 credit card, you have a $1,500 credit card, a $3,000 credit card. Well, I just listed those in smallest to greatest. You start with the smallest amount and you work your way. Once that's paid off, take what you were paying on that credit card and put it towards the next one and put it towards the next one and the next one and the next one until they're fully paid off. The thing about this one, you still have to put your minimum payments on the other credit cards. So again, my example, I had 3 credit cards. The littlest one, I was putting all the extra money I had from my side hustle, from selling the coffee, from selling my plants. The extra money I was making, I was putting it on the smallest credit card. Then once that got paid off, I went to the second credit card. And again, the other 2, you're still paying your minimum payments, but whatever extra money you have, put it on the lowest one. The avalanche is a little bit different. An avalanche starts from up here and works your way down. So think about it this way. Credit cards have interest rates, right? And all these interest rates on credit cards are super, super high as almost 30%. Well, you're going to work with the highest interest credit card and work your way down to the smallest. Mathematically, this is the smartest way to do this because in the long run, you actually technically save money. Now, it all depends on how much you save based on what your interest rate is and how much money you have on each credit card. But your avalanche method is starting by the highest interest rate of that credit card, getting that one paid off, then work to your middle one, to your last one that is the lowest credit card APY. Because again, the biggest thing is that APY is what's holding you back from investing. It's holding you back from having extra money to go out to have fun and do the things you want to do. Step number 6. Gotta be patient. And most of all, consistency. You gotta be consistent. Put your mind to it. If you want to pay off $10,000 in credit card debt, guess what? You better be paying off that $10,000 in credit card debt. You're not going to be like, I'm going to throw a couple bucks here, throw a couple bucks here. I'll just pay the minimum payment. Because newsflash, if you pay the minimum payment, if you had like $3,000 on a $5,000 credit card limit at an APY of I think it's like 24.49%, and you pay the minimum payment, it's going to take you 8 years to get that fully paid off. If you add extra money onto that, I don't know how true that my math is. My math may not be mathing, but if you put an extra $100 onto that credit card, it's going to cut it in half of the time you're going to have to pay that off. So it is critical. You have a plan. You stick to that plan, and you are consistent. You are persistent, and just have patience. You have no problem. Your credit card debt is going to go like this and disappear, and you'll have money to put in your investments, money to have fun with. Build up your emergency fund. Those are the 6 steps I personally took to go from negative $10,000 in credit card debt all the way down to nearly $0. If you like this type of content, all I'm asking you is to hit that like button because this is going to help other people with their credit card situations. And if you have a story about your credit cards, how you were able to pay them off in a fast way, let me know in the comments down below because I love hearing those type of stories and it's more motivation for the community I'm trying to build. Let's build a big community for personal finance, personal wellness, and let's make every day a better day.